The date has been set for the SEC versus Richard Hart. If you see the document here, you can see that the Securities and Exchange Commission as the plaintiff versus Richard J. Schuler, aka Richard Hart, Hex, Pulsion and Pulsex as the defendants. And the date for this is November 28th, 2023 before Magistrate Judge Peggy Ko. I'm sorry about her second name, I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm just going to refer to her as Judge Peggy here. So the date is set on November 28, 2023 at 10 a.m. Let's read it out. An initial conference will be held by telephone at 10 a.m. on November 28th. Now check this out. Counsel with knowledge of the case must attend the conference. Per diem, counsel may not appear without prior permission of the court. And look at this part. At the initial conference, counsel must be fully prepared to discuss not only deadlines for discovery and motions, but also issues relating to the case, including jurisdiction, venue, John Doe parties and settlement. So everything will be put forth on the 28th November 2023. And I have to give a shout out to Hans P, who actually bought out this news just 4 hours ago. Follow this guy on Twitter and like and repost his tweet. And this was recently streamed by Corey Costa's channel as well. You can check out his stream as well. Follow both of them and shout out to those guys. Corey covered most of the stuff, but he missed out on the judge and other important stuff. So in this video I will cover everything. So let's look at the most important part. This part here is probably the most important part of the video. I understood most of this, but I wanted to make sure. So I asked on ChatGPT and this is what I found. I just copy pasted it on ChatGPT and this is what I found. In summary, the Securities and Exchange Commission versus Schuler is about securities fraud allegation filed on 31st July 2023 in the US District Court for the Eastern District of New York. The assigned judge is Carol Bailey and it has been referred to Judge Peggy. The plaintiff demanded a jury trial and the case pertains to securities and commodities. The most recent known filing was on August 8, 2023. So let's look at the judge first. The judge that was assigned to was Carol Bailey. So this is her info and this is her picture here. If you scroll down, you can visit all the cases that she has presided over, but she is not the official judge in this case. If you go to the initial document, you will figure out that the magistrate Judge Peggy will be overseeing this case. So here, even though the assigned judge was Carol, the referred to judge is the magistrate Judge Peggy, so she will be overseeing this case. So what do we know about Judge Peggy? There is no picture here and we don't know much about this magistrate judge. So when I scroll down, I found something in one of her cases where she had dealt with cryptocurrencies. And this is the case, United States versus Mason James. If you click on this, you will get this document. So this case happened in 2022 and this was about United States of America versus Mason James. So this guy called Mason James, he stole more than $300,000 worth of Bitcoin from an individual. James and his co-conspirators exploited this unauthorized access to individual one's cryptocurrency accounts and wired a percentage of the proceeds from individual one's cryptocurrency accounts to the accounts controlled by James and his co-conspirators. I know this has nothing to do with securities and stuff, but she had an experience with cryptocurrencies earlier. And if you scroll down to the end, you will see that the person who has signed it is Breon Peace. But don't worry, this isn't the actual one. If you go back, this was the one that we looked at right now, the one which Breon Peace had signed. And if you go down and check this, look at this. Judge Peggy was on the case, and here Judge Peggy was on the case again. And here as well, I couldn't open most of this because I have to pay for these on Pacer and I have to log in. So I didn't want to do that. But there was one file that I found which had the signature of Judge Peggy on them. So this is that document. United States versus James, order pursuant to Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 5F. In this document, you can see that United States versus Mason James, which was presided over by Judge Peggy. So this is her signature here. So she presided over a cryptocurrency related case in the past. So I hope she has some experience about this. And this is all public information you can find on these websites. The websites are showed in Corey Costa's channel. Here are the website. He has a link for his websites as well. You can go to these websites and verify all of this. So check out Corey's channel as well. I'm a huge fan of Corey. I've been watching his videos from a very long time. And follow Hans. He was the one who bought this out and he was the reason Corey made this video in the first place. So check out both the guys. Those two people were the reason I made this video. And the official website is called courtlistener.com. There you can see that Securities and Exchange Commission versus Schuler and the court case number is also given here. And if you keep scrolling down, you can see the updates in real time. The last updated was on August 27th. That was the recently updated one. If you keep scrolling down, you will see more updates if you open this case in the future. So most of the documents, you should actually pay for them to view them on Pacer. and the other stuff, you can actually just download them for free. And most of the proceedings on Richard Hart versus the SEC, you can download them for free. So check out this website called courtlistener.com and you can verify all this yourself. And there's just one last thing I wanted to say. I just opened my Twitter account like 2 hours ago. So follow me on Twitter, subscribe to the channel. I will upload more content about Richard Hart and the Pulse chain ecosystem. We have invested a lot of money and time into this ecosystem. So I do plan on bringing out more information about the case and any new updates on Pulse chain or Hex. So subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitter. Thank you.